Basically the squares after the 1880s, when King William Street was actually extended through the centre of the squares, after that period they had been re-landscaped, and by the 1920s the vegetation in those squares had developed to such a degree that they were actually quite inviting. This must have been seen as a bit of a problem from some, because there were people who actually really enjoyed the shade and the sort of secure nature of those spaces, because they were surrounded by a major cast iron palisade fence. And there was initially intentions to remove the fencing because they were seen as old-fashioned, and then subsequently start clearing the trees to plant more lawn and flowers. Along with that vision for the square, some of the people that were actually using it were seen as a bit of a hindrance. One of the major elements in that respect was the Tree of Knowledge, which was a large Moreton Bay Fig located opposite the GPO. This had a central circular bench that ran around its trunk, and there the old men would gather to discuss the topics of the day or debate the topics of the day, and this was seen as a bit of a problem. And although they were some of the few trees that actually survived, they were eventually removed, much to a lot of people's disappointment. Victoria Square, shame. You all have time to talk to deprive the aged and poor of their comfortable central green spot. They can't go into the country in blazing hot weather. The square is the people's, not for show but comfort. And we ended up with a space which was really purely lawn and flower beds. I think the character is pretty well summarised by the signs that were placed everywhere: keep off the grass. Yeah, so certainly the view about what Victoria Square is supposed to be changes depending on whose view or whose perspective it comes from. There are obviously those who from the beginning believed that Victoria Square was about civic recognition and pride, and recognising the important pioneers of the South Australian story. There are also those who believed that the square was a place where, basically to feed off the retail side of things, and certainly the retail development has certainly brought people to that space. But there was also the locals and the residents who actually used it regularly as part of their living, breathing space. In the end, I think those people probably lost out.